What interests me is this week they actually reported that everybody who was involved in the USS Cole bombing, again, it's supposedly Al-Qaeda, the big boogeyman, was let go in Yemen. And you would think if this terrorism threat was real, these are the guys that would be in Abu Ghraib and Gitmo, Tommy.
Yeah. Well, you see, that's how it works, and that's the way it worked in prison. By the way, it's the same system that they have. That's why the powers that be they're perverting justice, and we get outraged, because we believe in the Constitution and all that. But there was even reports about Pearl Harbor being a setup. At least they knew that it was coming, and they could have done a lot more than what they did to stop it.
Absolutely, yeah. and I mean it's pretty interesting.
But they needed Pearl Harbor in order to launch the bigger war, and that was the same as 9/11. If it wasn't for 9/11, we wouldn't have had Bush in the White House.
Well, I agree with you there. And then you have the Project for a New American Century, which is this neocon think tank, including Cheney and Wolfowitz and people like Dan Quayle, where they actually call for this new Pearl Harbor in a document called Rebuilding America's Defenses, only 3 months before the attacks, where they say they need it in order to transform the Middle East or Eurasia. Yeah, and it's all to subvert and to get the national to get the oil, to get their hands on the oil. Not because we don't have oil of our own. No, it's to control the world's supply of oil, and that's basically what's happened. Mm-hmm. And this is why I'm saying the universe is so perfect, because the oil prices and that have just forced people to go to the electric car. And now Toyota is the biggest car manufacturer in the world because they have a hybrid, and we have the technology to have full-on electric cars, and eventually we will have to have them because no one will be able to afford the gas cars, and so see, no matter what these guys do, eventually it balances out. Well, my view is this: I mean, the last 2 years, the oil companies have posted record profits. Yeah. Obviously, there's no shortage of oil. What they've done is they've gone in, they've taken over the second richest oil nation in the world, Iraq, and because they control the supply, they can demand as much money as they like, and that's why we're seeing $4 a gallon oil, and soon to see $5 a gallon oil this summer.
Absolutely, but what it does, it forces. It's just like the food shortage. We have two problems in America. We have we're getting a food shortage, and we have obesity problems. So it sort of evens itself out,
Well, those are two subjects we actually do talk about a lot on this show. I mean, food shortage a lot of people don't understand that the gas also jacks up the price of food because the supplies are shipped throughout the country, and we're just being raped over and over again on not only the gas prices but our food prices as well. So you see a lot of modes of control. Do you fear that they might carry out yet another attack for more control in this country?
Well, it's going to be difficult for them to do that. You can't. It's like telling the same joke twice. People are ready. And so there's going to be citizens that will blow the whistle or alert them. Like there was that FBI agent in Milwaukee that knew about that one terrorist.
Okay, all right, hold on 1 minute, Tommy. We'll be back after this. It's the Alex Jones Show. We have Kevin Booth, Tommy Chong, Josh Gilbert, and Matt Stevens. We'll be back after this. All right, we are back. It is the Alex Jones Show. I am Jason Burmison. We do have Alex Jones on the line. Alex, are you with us?
Yes, Burmis. Jason, I'm here at the beach with my family. Appreciate you sitting in, doing a great job. I just want to make a point, ask Tommy Chong a question, and then I'll throw it back to all you guys. First off, I want to thank Tommy Chong. I want to thank Kevin Booth. I want to thank the other filmmakers for coming on. I just want to say this. Celly Castillo, the DEA agent who exposed government drug dealing, on Frontline, the rest of it, but also in Kevin's film, he was just raided. Tommy has now been raided. I believe this is political punishment because this film has aired more than 50 times on Showtime. I'm hearing buzz all over the street. And, folks, I don't say I'm hearing buzz if I'm not. I'm hearing huge buzz for American drug war, and I think it made them mad that Tommy stood back up to him, so they went after him. That said, Mr. Chong, do you think that they're targeting you, or does your gut tell you they're coming after you because you didn't take a raping without speaking up against it?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You know, they try to write a clause in my punishment that I'm not supposed to profit from my crime in any way. And if I were to take them literally, then I wouldn't be able to do my stand-up routine, or I wouldn't be able to work. So I asked my lawyer, and they said, they can't do anything. They just ignore it. So that's what I've been doing, and so this is the result.
Well, that's asinine to claim that you, incredibly famous icon, need to profit from them ruining your completely legitimate family business that you weren't even really completely involved in while they ship the drugs in. Again, it's just like terror. They ship the majority in. They only bust cartels that don't pay the cut into their banks, just like Scarface. That's based on a true story, the part with the banks laundering the money. It's the same thing. They organize the terror. They provocateur the terror. They foster the terror. They stage the terror. And I just wanted to say that I'm so honored that we've had congressmen and Charlie Sheen and, Jesse Ventura and Willie Nelson and the German defense minister and all these people on the show, and now to have Tommy Chong come out on the show and say that he questions the official story. I mean, just so your statement is clear, are you saying you believe that they used it to take our liberties, or are you saying that on top of it you believe that they may have somehow been involved? I mean, with the buildings being blown up, the hijacking drills that day the government was running. I mean, bottom line, what do you think about 9/11?
Well, yeah, you just said it right there. And the thing is, you could speculate, but you don't have to speculate with facts. These are cold, hard facts. The facts that the bin Laden family was allowed to escape America. I mean, that's a fact. The fact that the certain people weren't in the buildings, that kind of knew the buildings were going to go down, that's a fact. And there's all these facts, and just like there's a fact of the firemen, why the firemen were saving each other. When they found a dead fireman, that only firemen were allowed to rescue the body. And there's a book out there about that, why that is. I won't even say on the air why that only firemen were allowed, because I want people to read for themselves, so Google or whatever you can the New York firemen that were at the World Trade Center. And these are facts. And so I'm not one for speculating.
Absolutely. Tommy, what do you think about Building 7, not hit by a plane, but perfectly imploding? We have video of police, firemen, and others saying, the government says get back, we're going to bring it down. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen that one, but I can believe it, Definitely.
Absolutely. Let me just one more point. Bush signed the order to attack Afghanistan the day before 9/11 and had 2 aircraft carriers and 44,000 U.S. troops massed around Uzbekistan to invade Afghanistan. You don't set up an invasion in one day.
No, that takes 6 months at least, and even more longer. Yeah, that's the logistics. Just like they say they can't remove the troops in one day. So setting them up is even harder. Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. We are in the midst of a big thing, and history is going to happen. We're lucky. We're lucky. We're living through a very exciting part of our our history.
We're living at a time when it's all coming out. I mean, the shooter. Yeah. The commander of killing JFK on his deathbed admitted it, and was on the cover of Rolling Stone, and we got the video of his father, St. John Hunt's father, E. Howard Hunt, admitting what we always knew. He was photographed being picked up as one of the tramps, so now the JFK thing is admitted. Well, in closing, I want to throw you back to Kevin Booth and, of course, Jason Burmis and the rest of the folks. We need to put major pressure on these guys to drop these these selectively enforced charges. But just in closing, the war on drugs started in the 70s. There's triple the heroin, double the cocaine now that there was. Our police are militarized. We have more people in prison than any other country in the world. Everybody knows they control it. We've got to end this war on drugs now, and you'll be remembered as really an Alexander Solzhenitsyn in the fight against this tyranny, or as a Nelson Mandela for the political persecution you've gone through, Mr. Chong. And I just want to thank you for coming on my show. And everybody needs to really pray for you and support you, and call the different agencies involved in this, call the media, and not let them run you through the ringer again.
I appreciate that, Alex.
Thank you, sir. Take care, guys.
All right.
All right, so Tommy, what do you think that we can do to put pressure on those who have taken Matt and Josh's videos, aka Tommy Chong? What can we do to support you? Is there a website? Is there something we can do? Our listeners can do.
The best support would be to buy the DVD. That's the best support, because you know what they've done. You know, they've hurt us financially, as they always do. And what they're trying to do again is to get us to lawyer up so we can have that expense going. You know, so the best anybody could do is just what I'm doing. I'm going out and I'm working. I'm doing my gigs. You know, I'll be in San Francisco next weekend. I just want everybody to be aware of AKATommyChong.com and get on that website and buy the product. That's the best revenge.
Yeah, and absolutely. I mean, one of the things that I've done with American Drug War is not only did I sit down and watch it with my girlfriend, but I also sat down and watched it with my 13-year-old sister. And I said, look, you know, this is really how it is.